Hello, my name is Ross MacDonald and I am the Library and Information Services Manager at the college. And I'm just going to do a little video. This is specifically for social work students, okay, who are searching for resources online. Um, some of you might have heard some of this before, but treat this then as a bit of a refresher, and I'll just hopefully be going into a few things in a bit more depth, showing you some of the resources that you are most likely to be using to help you. Okay, so first things first, where to get the library resources. So you should all know this by now. So if you go onto Canvas, go down on the left-hand side, click on Library Services. Okay, and this is always your start point for searching for things in the library. Okay, whether you're doing this from home or in the college, it's always the same. So always come to the Canvas homepage. Now, if you're second year students, we did do a little change sort of between last year and this year. So this is our homepage first of all. So this is the main search bar, and this is where you would search for everything. So I'll come back to this. We did change a few things on here though. And if you don't know about it already, if you go to subject guides, it's the very first thing I'm going to show you. Go to subject guides, you'll see all the different subjects taught in the college, okay? And then if you go down on the right-hand side, down to social work down here, what we have done is grouped together all the different resources that we have for social work, okay? So books, ebooks, and journals, etc. So there's links to our searches on here as well. The Discover More search, if you click on this is the same as the search that you get on the library homepage. And then the Metcat search here as well. This is just our catalog for books and some of the ebooks we have, okay? Although everything should also be searchable from our Discover More search as well. This should integrate everything that we have, okay? And then on down below that as well, we have lists of relevant ebooks in here that you can search through. And also we have direct links in here for all the different social work journals that we subscribe to, okay? I'll come back to these, but I'll show you some of these and how to get into those from home as well, okay? And also some of the electronic databases that we subscribe to as well, which are all listed down here. And then various other web links as well, which we don't subscribe to, but most of these are available for free, or you can sign up to them for free, okay? So best thing about this is rather than going to Google, rather than going anywhere else, here you have one single page, all for social work, which lists all of the different things you need all together, okay? So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to search and how to access some of these from home, and run a few trial searches and show you how to refine your search and narrow it down in things if you can't find what you're looking for. Okay, so as I said, if you're on the library homepage, you have the blue search bar at the very front, so you can start from there, or if you're on this page, if you just click the link here, Discover More, this should take you straight into it as well. So this is our main search. Okay, now very importantly, if you're searching, and you're doing this from home. Now, if you do this from the college, this screen doesn't appear, but if you're ever searching from home, and you see this blue screen, okay, you have to log in. And this can actually be the bit that challenges a lot of students and they don't know how to get in, okay? So you have to put in a username and a password. Your username, if you're a student, now already it's put the wrong one in for me. So if you're a student, your username is your student number. So it looks something like this. Okay, you do not put your email address in, okay? All you need is your student number. So just the first bit, the 8 digits, okay? Nothing else. And then the password below that is the big long password that you use to log into the college for everything else, okay? So that'll be your big 20-digit password, okay? So student number, not email address, and big long password. Do that and then hit login and you'll get in, okay? If whenever you log in, it still doesn't let you, it means you've put the password in wrong or something, okay? Or you've put a digit wrong in your student number. So just go back and double check it, okay? Now, because I'm staff, I don't put in my email address either. I just put in my username. And then below that, my big long password. Okay, do that once. And that'll then log you in from home, okay? It should remember you as well. If you then return to this page, it should store that So although the blue box and the blue screen might come back again, it should store your information, so you don't have to put it in the once. Okay. So whenever you get onto that, that's you into the search. Okay. So this is the library Discover More search. So this, if I'm just going to hit the search bar without putting anything in, this will search for absolutely everything that we hold. Okay. So this links to all of our books, all of our ebooks, and the various journals and things that we search. So without putting anything in at all, you get 701 million different hits. Okay. So it does work the same way as Google. You find things then by putting in different keywords, different phrases and things. Okay. What it's several ways that it's much better than Google, though. One of the ways is after that as well, you can limit by different source type as well, and you can limit by date range, you can limit by subject area. So all the bits on the left hand side here are limiters. Okay, and I'm going to go through those with you to show you all the different ways that you can limit your search as well to try and find more what you're looking for. Okay, so I'm just going to do a few sort of social work related searches to show you. So for example, and as soon as I start typing as well, like Google, it comes up with search terms you can look for, and also comes up with publications and things. So I was going to search for mental health. So as soon as I start putting in mental health, okay, it already gives me different ideas for search terms and already gives me publications. But I'm just going to put in the words mental and health and hit search just to show you what comes back, okay? So if you were researching this as a topic, it's a very broad topic. So instead of 701 million hits, there we're down to 2.5 million, okay, which is still far too many for you, okay? So that's mental health. So again, it's returning all of the different resources that we have. So the very first two are books. You know they're books because it says book here. So these will actually, if it says book, it means this is a book that's sitting on the shelf in the library. So you'll have to come in and physically get it, okay? And then below that, you start seeing other things like academic journal. You know, it's an academic journal because it says it is, okay? So that's the first thing you can do. Now, it's a very, very broad term, mental health, as I said, so you probably want to get that a bit lower. So the first things that we would do is to try and limit that down, okay? Now, as I said, there's several ways you can do that. The first thing I would do is think about mental health, and you know, it's very unlikely you'd be doing a very general thing on that. Maybe you're doing, for example, mental health and children. So just to give you an example, the most basic thing you can do is add in another keyword, okay? Which is mental health and children. And again, if you see that, it starts giving you different search options, okay? So there's, say, for example, mental health children's already given you COVID-19 on top of that. So we're at about 2.5 million hits here. I'm going to try that one actually. It's suggesting mental health and COVID-19, and then I'm going to search. So from 2.5 million, see what this does first of all. Now down to 204, okay? COVID-19 being relatively recent, it means there actually hasn't been a huge amount published on that as yet. Okay, so it's quite a specific subject. So just putting that in gives you only 204 hits. Now that's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because it immediately limits the number of resources you have, but it's potentially a bad thing because actually there isn't that many potentially that are useful for you. Okay. But it just shows how just changing the keywords can instantly get it down lower. Okay. Second thing then, if you wanted to get that lower again, or you wanted to be even more specific, at this point then you can start looking at the limiters on the left-hand side. Okay, so first one is date range. Now, as I said, COVID's very recent, so everything on COVID-19 is only published from last year, as you would expect. So you wouldn't limit the date range in this one. But if you go below it, then say you're only looking for academic journal articles. Okay, so you want to get rid of all the other ones. If I just click show more here under our source types, so out of all those hits, you have books, you have dissertations and things, non-print resources, trade publications, but say you just wanted academic journals. So these are proper journal articles written by academics on children, mental health and COVID-19. So just put a tick in that one. That will then take everything else out of that. And it just gives you journal articles, okay? Now, some of these, again, even so, are going to be more relevant than others, okay? You can start to see what they are by what the title is. You can see here, this tells you who the authors are, and then beside that, this tells you what journal it's from. So that's from Child and Adolescent Mental Health. Sounds fairly relevant to social workers, okay? Just scroll down to see a few more. Not entirely sure what the journal is there, but that's one from Turkey, so it's all about parental psychological stress. More mental health needs, that's from Pediatric Nursing. Same below that. So you start to see ones, yeah, might be relevant, might not be. At this point, what you would have to do is maybe go into each of them as well and have a little look and have a little read about them as well, okay? So if you want to access these from home then, basically the top bit just gives you the title. Any that we have access to and you want to be able to read them, there should be a link here below it which says either click here for full text or you'll see a PDF link here, okay? So if I click that, now this happens frequently and I cannot see the reason why, but if you click on one of those, click here for access, and this comes up, do what it says here at the top and go open this page in a new window, okay? And then if you do that, it should open okay. So this one is opened. So what you have here is the journal article, okay? So it's COVID-19 to the under 19s, a Singapore school mental health response. So that's the journal article. You can read it all online. This particular journal as well has a PDF version, so you can click that as well. And that opens up your article as a PDF form, okay? Or it should do. Yeah, that's it. Just takes me a minute. Okay. And then what you have to do is basically do a little bit of reading through it and see if it's relevant, see if that's what you're looking for. Okay. So that's your journal article. That's a fairly short one. Some of them are a lot longer than that. Okay. So what you could do at that, you could save that journal article, you could take it away, you could print it out or have a little read off it online. Okay. Just to show you one of the other ones down below then. So these ones are similar where you just clicked here for full text. There's another one. Okay. Mental health and quality of life in children and adolescents during COVID-19. So if you want to click there, just where it says PDF full text, that should open the article. There you go, and this one should open automatically as a PDF. So again, you can save this, print it out, whatever you like. Okay, again, fairly short that one as well. Okay, it's a research letter, that one. It's maybe not um, a full case study, which is why it's so short. Okay, but it still might be relevant to you. At this point, though, you need to do a little bit of reading yourself. You need to have you need to have a look if it's relevant to you. Sorry, I closed that tab, which I didn't mean to. So just going back to our search. Okay, so you'll see other ones there as well. Most of these are click here for full text. Other ones you see, I'm going to just try some of these. This one, you see there's no link below this one, for example. No link for PDF, no link for full text. But if I open this one, just click on the title. Frequently in these ones, you may still be able to access them. If you read down here, it gives you a web address. Okay, I don't know why it doesn't come up with a link, but it doesn't on some of them. I think because these are open access or free ones. But if you copy that link and then paste it into a new tab, does this work? Yep. Possible. Oh, does it? No. And then there's a download a PDF on the left-hand side. Yeah, I think this is available. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So that then gives you the full journal article. Okay. So that one again is mental health impact on COVID-19 pandemic on parents rather than the children. That's on the parents, that one. Okay. So just close that down again, close that down again. Okay. So that's how to get into that one. Yeah, that should work for a lot of them. Occasionally, some of them, the search results, they just give us an abstract and we can't get into them. I'm just going to try one more using that method. So click on the title, scroll down here, and there's your access URL, okay? So just open that in a new tab. And there it is, opens up, okay? And then click the read online bit to read it. There you go, that's it. That's the full article, or download the article there, okay? So really you should be able to access all of those. So I'm going quite quick here, but you can rewind this or whatever to go back if you forget any of this. But it's either click here for full text or click on the title and then follow the link down below. Okay. So everything in this, it sort of follows the same, it follows the same method for searching. Okay. So on that one, we went from mental health, and then we refined it down a bit further to COVID-19. Okay. So I'm just gonna go through and try another one for you. So I'm just going to hit search on a blank search again, just to reset this. Okay, so we're back up to your 701 million hits. Okay. Just going to put in the words adults. So we'll start here. Put in the words adults. See what that goes down to. Yes, it's from 700 million down to about 6.5 million. Okay, so what I'm actually going to search for here is I'm going to look to see if I can find journal articles on adults with learning disabilities. Okay, so start with the word adults. I'm going to put in the word learning, and that comes up. The only two search terms come up there are adults learning a foreign language. Totally wrong. So I'm going to put in adults. In fact, I might take the S out of adults. Sometimes that can change a search, just one letter. If I just keep it as adult, so adult and learning disabilities, and hit search. So see what that comes up with. So we're at about 6.5 million at the minute. That goes down to 27,000. Okay. There's other methods you can use as well. I don't know if you've ever come up with things like this. And some these used to work more than others. I think this search has got quite clever these days. It used to be things like Boolean, what were called Boolean operators, which used to put in, and also using quotation marks against your search. So just to show you on this, so what we're doing here is putting speech marks around the words learning disabilities. Okay, this then changes this into a phrase. So rather than searching for any articles which have both the keyword learning and the keyword disabilities, it should only search for things which actually say learning disabilities in it. Okay, so it's another way of refining it. And Boolean operators were things like words like and. So you could use, if you put and in, no, I think it probably searches for both anyway, but this will definitely then only search for things which have adults, or the word adult and the phrase learning disabilities in it. So at the minute we're on 27,000. This might change it. Let's just see. It's actually nearly halved it, so it's down to 16,095. So it's just another way to refine your search, first of all, okay? So we'll say this will only now search for learning disabilities and the word adult somewhere in the title or description, okay? So it can be a good thing if you're struggling to find it, or if the search results you're getting are too broad, but potentially, just as a word of warning, it can maybe prevent you from finding some other things, so use it carefully, okay? You can also use other words like or will search for different phrases. So you can either put in learning disabilities or if you put or learning disability in as a different phrase, let's see what that does. So or is another Boolean operator that we use, okay? That's changed it, so that's gone back up to 70,000, okay? See this, and that might be, to be honest, might be a more relevant search, okay? Because instead of just learning disabilities, learning disability, which is very similar, see immediately searches what is potentially a very good source, which would have been missed from the first search, okay? So you do have to think a little bit cleverly. You do have to think about the words that you're putting in. And as I say, look at using different phrases, look at putting speech marks around them. And or and one of the other ones you can use is the word not, which will prevent you looking for certain things, okay? So for example, if you just wanted learning disabilities but not learning disability, that will then discount everything with the word learning disability or with the phrase learning disability in it, if that makes sense. So if I search that, this should go right down again. Yeah, down to 9,000, okay? So you can see how the search changes. I'm just going to go back a screen because I think the most relevant one then, so having just done a little bit of that, I think probably this is potentially the most relevant one. And again, the first searches, so the first few pages that you see should be the ones which are the most relevant because there'll be ones with learning disability or learning disabilities in the title. So usually the most relevant, but again, might not be. You might have to do a bit more searching, okay? So that's the first thing you can do. And then the second thing, as we did in the first search, look at your limiters down the left-hand side, okay? So on this one, the publication date is actually from the year 1042 to 2021. You can change this. It's difficult to know, or for me to know what you're looking for, but say I was only searching for things, say, in the past 20 years. So change that to 2001, okay? And just hit enter. That'll then change the search again. So it's only looking for anything published in the last 20 years. Okay, so that's taking about 10,000 of them out. And then down here again, your source types, okay? So I'm just going to hit show more again on the source types. Where will I go? No, I didn't do ebooks on the last one, so I'll just show you ebooks first. We'll say I was only looking for ebooks and not journal articles. So if I just put a tick against ebooks, that then just restricts it to 24 ebooks and takes everything else out of it. Okay, and we've loads and loads of very good ebooks. So I'm not too sure. It might be journal articles more you're looking for, but there may be certain chapters and things in ebooks which are very relevant as well. Okay, so you can see here immediately it's coming up with titles and things. I have absolutely no idea what the PBG to assess in social work with adults maybe is that. Second one down, they're exploring bullying with adults with autism and Asperger's syndrome. So again, that's your learning disabilities, autism and Asperger's, and that's about bullying. That's very specific. Learning disability, a life cycle approach. So you might have to, basically on these, you might have to click on each one and even look through the contents of the book. I'll just show you one. So say this was one you're interested in, okay? Again, you're seeing here below these the full link. So either click here for full text or the PDF full text, okay? Other thing you can do with these though, ebooks, you can click just from this page onto the table of contents down below. This then shows you all the different chapters. So just like a book you would get on the shelf in the library, there are different chapters and it will tell you what each one is. So you can see here, experience individuals with cerebral palsy. One's about autism, ADHD, intellectual disabilities. Okay, so say it was very specific one you were doing, like on autism, for example. That's your chapter there. Okay, so it's chapter 3. And if I click on that and then open in a new tab, yep, that's going to open the book and it's going to go straight to chapter 3. Okay, so there's your book chapter there. Okay. Unlike the journal articles, whenever you get them, you can download the entire article. You can't download entire books, okay? But you can usually download chapters. So if that was, and I would really encourage that, either chapters, or it'll give you, say you're allowed, you see on this book, you're allowed 100 pages of the book. So if that is a particular chapter you want, you can just download that and then read it at your heart's content, or print it out if you're in college or whatever, because it's much easier sometimes than trying to read it all on screen at once, okay? Or if it was that other chapter you wanted, chapter 7, for example, just click on that. And then same thing, click on that little download bit here just at the side. Okay, and just select the whole chapter and then download it, and you can download that and save that, okay? Or read it online if you want. Okay. Um, Same on that one. So just up to number 2 there. Table of contents. Again, it's all about Boolean and things there, okay? So if it was that one you're interested in, just right click on that, open a new tab. That's it, it'll take you straight to that chapter of that book, okay? Then again, you can read it online, or you can download, save the chapter, okay? So that's back, and that's us just back to our search list again then, okay? So as I mentioned, that one was ebooks, I limited that to, okay? But using that same search, so that was adults learning disabilities, if we just go back to source types, click on show more. So it's kept all our limiters in place, so it's still the last 20 years, okay? So click on show more, and this time put a tick in journal articles and untick the ebooks one. Hit update. That's us back, okay? So that again is back to searching all of the different journals, okay, that we have. So again, that's British Journal of Learning Disabilities. That's what a lot of those are actually. Various other ones, okay. Um, just to show you one of the other limiters as well then, so that you see, because that's still giving us about 41,000. If you go to the subject area, click on show more here, you can limit then by subject area as well, okay. And this is sort of linked to the search that you've done. So because it was a search about learning disabilities, that's what the first few subject areas are. Say you were just looking for ones in children, for example, not adults, you could put a tick against children. With specifically autism as a learning disability, you could put a tick against autism. Okay. See, the word child comes up as well. You might have to go through these and click a number of these. Okay. Again, the problem with this is it will limit your search to make it, which can help, but you could also be restricting yourself and not seeing everything. It's very useful. Okay. So I'm going to keep learning disability and disabilities unticked just to see what this returns. Okay. So we had update from that, and we were at about 40,000 hits. We're down to about 3,000. Okay. So you can see the sort of ones we're getting. Again, you have to have a little bit of a read on what the title is and see, maybe what journals it come from. Okay. So I'll just show you a couple of those again. It's very similar. So that's listening to the views of children with learning disabilities and evaluation of learning disability CAM service. So click here for full text. So again, you want access to it. Just click on that. And again, the screen has appeared. So open the page in a new window. And that's your journal article. Okay. Now this one, let me just check this, because at the minute you see there's a little closed padlock against this one. Okay. This, because what we've done is this has linked us into a different provider called Sage. Okay, I'll maybe come to these in more detail, but I'm just going to see if I can access this one. This will happen. And then what it says is here, you have to either have to buy it or something, whatever, but we should have institutional access. So if you're ever on one of these and you don't have access to it, don't put in email addresses or passwords or anything like that or try and pay for it. What you need to do is click here where it says the word institutional access and then the word shibboleth. Okay. Oh. And then let's see if we can access this. It's quite annoying. I would like this to be better than it is. But first we have to select a geographic region. Then it gives you all the different UK Federation colleges who subscribe, and we are Belfast Met, so you click on Belfast Met. And then you're back to the lovely blue screen because it's a different provider. So what you have to do, again, once you get to there is username, which is your student number, big long password, log in. And then, bingo, we've now access. So where we did see a locked padlock, we now have download PDF, okay? So we're now signed in on Sage Journals. Again, hopefully it'll remember you for next time, okay? But that should be it now. I'm going to go through those in a bit more detail though on the journal articles pages, okay? But that's how you do it anyway. So we do have access to them. And then the one below that, this is from the British Journal of Social Work, and it just immediately, which is good, just gives us a full text link. So I'm just going to click that one. And that just opens automatically, which is much better. Okay. So again, that's influence of media and respondent characteristics on the outcome of a campaign to recruit host families for adults with learning disability. Wow. From Des in County Louth. Lovely. Okay, so that's how you access them. So just back to our search again. Okay, so look, from our main search, that's really how you do it. Okay, so it's going up to your keywords first of all, just putting in basic keywords or using these limiters. Okay, I find this one of the best ones. So you put your search term within your speech marks, your quotation marks. Okay, and then using things like and or if you want, and then limiting on the left hand side. So limiting by date range, limiting by source type, and potentially by subject area as well. Okay, and then it's up to you then to read through the searches. Obviously, I'm just focusing on the first page of the searches here, but if you go on down to the very bottom, you'll have to go maybe to the next page and so on and so on. You might have to do a good bit of searching. Okay, but really for any sort of social work subjects that you're searching for, there should be a huge amount available. Okay, so and this search should take you through, I'm not going to say everything, but the vast majority of things that we have, you should be able to get through our Discover More search. Okay. However, you may not see all of them. So I'm just mentioning the journals there on the access. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to leave this. I'm going to go back into our subject guide page. Okay, so that's what I showed you at the start. So back into Canvas, into the subject guides page. And if you click on the journals tab, this takes you down onto the different journals that we have here. Okay. Now, all of these should link into our Discover More page if I've set it up right, which I think I have. But in case there's things you're not finding or you want to just double check, you want to look again, you can have direct links into these various journals, okay? So I'm just going to show you some of them. They should all work in pretty much the same way. So the British Journal of Social Work, first of all, just click on that to open. So I'm just going to right click and open that in a new tab, okay? So again, if you're doing this from home, similar to the Sage one I just showed you, whenever you click on here, okay, you're not signed in. Okay, if you were in the college doing this, it should sign you in automatically, but from home you're not. So what you have to do is go up to sign in on the top right on this one, okay? Sign in, and then don't put in anything here. I have a different account here, okay? Leave this blank, and then sign in via your institution. This is what you want to click, okay? So click there. And then this one brings up all the different institutions. So just type Belfast, then click on Belfast Met. Give it a little minute. And the reason why it does this is because we pay for all this, okay? So obviously this isn't available to people who are not um, Belfast Met students or staff, okay? Now that has just signed me in automatically. I think it remembered who I was because the blue screen didn't come up. It'll probably come up that blue screen. The first time you do it, the blue screen will come up asking for your student number and password, okay? But here I'm now in. So you know you're in because it says Belfast Metropolitan College. So you now have access to all of the articles within this, okay? So if you did want to search directly in here, and again, I'm going to try another different search related. So I'm going to try, say, adoption. So just put in the word adoption in here. Okay, and again, similar to our last one, just putting in one keyword and that's given us about 3,000 different results, okay? Now, you know you've access again, anything with this green open padlock means that you can access the journal article, okay? Or that one I think is free. Doesn't have the green padlock, but I think you've access to it as well if you click the link, okay? Now again, what you want to do then is limit that. Say we're looking for, you know, adoption, and disabled children or something, for example. So again, just put in a different keyword. You know, that's about to sort of halve the number of things that we have. Putting in another keyword, just the word children. Okay, it starts bringing it down again. Okay. And then you have other limiters down here below. So you have journal articles. That's what, well, they should all be journal articles. That's what you're going through. Also the journal, but we're already in the Journal of Social Work, British Journal of Social Work. You don't want things, probably don't want things like book reviews, books, receipt, anything like that. You really probably after research articles. So just put a tick in the research article. Okay, and that just limits it a bit further. You can do by date range as well on this one, okay? And also you can limit it by availability. Now we should be able to get everything anyway, but you can tick all the ones that are available anyway, okay? So available, free and open access you'll be able to get as well, okay? And then similar again, once you see one you think is useful to you, click the link and that brings it up, okay? So that's the abstract of the journal article. So have a little read through that first of all, and then if you want the full article, just click the PDF and it'll open, okay? And that's the title of the article. That's the author below, British Journal of Social Work, Volume 37, Issue 7, October 2007. And that's the direct link to it as well. Okay, and again, there's contents for articles as well, similar to the book contents, the book chapters. You can have a little look through. Sometimes I find going straight to the conclusion can be quite useful because this kind of sums up the whole article. The abstract will as well. The abstract at the start will give you a rough idea of what the entire article is about, but sometimes the conclusion as well will sort of tell you exactly what the findings are of the researcher who's written the article, okay? And then you've all the other bits in between, which you would need to read as well if you are going to use this whole article, okay? But those bits are quite good. And then if you think you like it, oops, back up the top, and then click on PDF, and there's your PDF copy, okay? And again, you can print this out, or I would save it. So just click and save, and that'll save onto your device, okay? So I'll just close that down. So that's back to our search again, okay? Back. I'm just trying to go back here. There we go. That's back to our search. Okay. So it's similar again. If you want to do other searches in different subjects, similar type of thing. Change your search terms. Okay. Put it all in there. If you're in Um, once you're logged in, by the way, just into Oxford Academic Journals, you can search beyond this journal as well. You can go to all journals and do a similar search. The reason why that is good is Oxford publish a number of social work journals. So once you're in here, you can run the same search. And it'll run on different articles, okay? So that's British Journal of Social Work. But then if you see down here, you've got Community Development Journal, British Journal of Social, British Journal of Social Work, Pediatric Psychology, maybe not as relevant. This is just the Journal of Social Work. So this one again might be very good. So rather than coming out of this and going into the Journal of Social Work, this is now searching for it as well, okay? But some of these maybe not. So the Archives of Clinical Neuropsychology, you might find useful, maybe not. But again, there's social work, British Journal of Social Work. Yeah. Most of them, I have to say, coming back are social work related ones, but there might be some others. Okay. But that's just good to know because Oxford Academic, if you click on journals A to Z here, or journals by subject, even better. Social sciences, they do a whole number of different journals. So you can see there, British Journal of Social Work, but also social work research, and abstracts. I think they have another one as well, somewhere in there as well, which is very relevant. Okay, so you can search through all of them at once by up here, just making sure that all journals is ticked rather than just one specific journal. Okay, so that's Oxford. Oxford's very good. Just to show you another one as well. So if I close that window down, I'm just seeing who are, yeah, Emerald's another good one. Okay, so if I'm going to click on this, yeah, Emerald. So Journal of Sociology and Social Policy. So if I open that in a new tab, okay, so this takes us into Emerald. So Emerald is very similar to Oxford University Press, publishes lots of journals. Again, first thing you have to do whenever you're on here, log in. So click login on the top right. And again, institutional. Don't put an email, password, any of that in here. Find your institution, type the word Belfast. Up comes Belfast Met. Then over here, click the green login, okay? And yet again, here's your login. So R McDonald, big long password. And there we're in, okay? Because you're now in, you know you're in because the log out, the log out and login bit have appeared, or the log out bit's appeared. Okay, so that's you. So again, very similar as before. It's putting in your search terms, okay? So just as we trial there, children, learning disabilities, COVID, put it in 4 different words, see what happens. Okay, so 162 hits. And again, these will all be fairly relevant. And yet again, you can change your settings here. Okay, so this one gives you date range. Okay, so last week, this one gives you last week, last month, last 12 months, or you can specify from a year to year. Content type, so articles, book parts, case studies as well. You can limit it by that. Mostly again, you would just be choosing article. Okay, so and it's sorted by relevance. You can change that as well. So you can put newest, oldest, newest, things like that. So there's not a huge amount of limiters on Emerald actually, but there is some. But again, it's having a little read through them all. Changing again, just change your keywords. If you're not finding what you want, change your keywords. Then if you see something you think you like, click on it. Give it a wee minute. Okay, and it's very similar to the Oxford University Press one. So you get your abstract, findings, all that, or click on PDF for the full journal article. Okay, that's it there. So again, you can save that printed out as you want it. Okay. Emerald, so I'm just going to click on journals there. Emerald do a number of different related journals. Let's put in the word social there. I can't remember all the journals Emerald do. They changed recently, or we bought more. Or they changed their website, which it used to be a very, how you say, sorry, see, I'm a bit lost. I wish Emerald wouldn't have done this. Um, they, I'm just going to have to go back here. They changed their website to make it more user friendly. And I used to be able to find individual journals very easily, and now I find it quite difficult. But you can go back, if you go back to our subject list, actually, it's probably easier because Emerald do International Journal of Sociology and Social Policy, and they also do the Human Rights and Healthcare one. Trying to see what else they do. They do integrated care as well. So you can click on those, it'll take you straight into them. Just to show you one more then, okay, so that was Emerald, okay. The other one then is Sage. So I'm going to right click on this and go into Sage. Now, I'm already logged in. If you remember when I showed you earlier, I got into Sage, okay, again, because I clicked on the institution link and then I already put my details in. So because of that, it's remembered who I am. So it's coming up. It's very old, this. It's coming up as Belfast Institute of Further and Higher Education in Millfield, but it is Belfast Met, okay? So that's how I was signed in. I can't show you how to do that again because I can't sign out. Just one wee second here. If I go to a new window, right, so just to remind you how to do Sage, if this works. Yeah, that's it. So what you have to do is sign in. So if you're on Sage Journals, so the Journal of Social Work, so if you follow the link, it takes you in here and you're not signed in, click on Institution, then click the word Shibboleth, okay? Ignore everything else, click the word Shibboleth, then select Geographic Region, United Kingdom, scroll down, click Belfast Met, okay? And at that point, put in your username, put in your password, hit login, and that'll be you, okay? And it will remember who you are because this was the one I did earlier and it remembered who I was, okay? So again, that's the Journal of Social Work. So that's where we're in. Sage, again, was again very similar to the other two, very similar to OUP and the other one, but their layout again is slightly different. They're all a wee bit different. So you can do a search up here. And again, just to try a different search. So I'm just putting in the word children and ADHD, for example. Okay. And there's your journals coming up. Okay. So again, it's giving you not a huge amount of detail. So it's just title. Oh, you can get the abstract down here, I think, if you click preview. Yeah. So it gives you a little abstract of what the journal is about. And then if you think it's useful, click the PDF icon. That'll give you the whole journal article. Okay. Again, you have other limiters on the right. Search by research article, publication date again. Okay. So again, just select that preview. Then if it's one you want, click the PDF icon. And there's your entire article. Okay. Same as before, save that, print it out wherever you like. Okay. So that's Sage. So that was just searching within that one journal again, the Journal of Social Work. Again, like OUP, you can search all journals, okay? Just change that on the left. Instead of one journal, search all journals. And see, instead of having 11 hits, you've got 10,500. Difficulty with this is some of these then are different sort of subject areas which aren't going to be as relevant to you, but it is a way then if you want to, um, if you're not finding things from the first method, you might want to try that. And again, here you can then refine it again by your subject area. Okay, so if you want to just bring that down into things from health, social sciences and humanities, for example, just click on that, and then that's bringing that down. Okay. So that's Sage, but again, that works in a very similar way. And we have a huge, or we have access to a huge, huge number of resources through Sage as well. Okay. So Sage, Emerald, Oxford University Press, they're the three main ones, but that's what all of these cover. Okay. So you can link it all, but you should, as I say, you should be able to get the content from all of those going through Discover More, first of all. But if you can't, or you want to do a different search, or you want to try a few other things, use that method. As well as the resources there, I won't go into all of them because I think I've probably talked for long enough. We do have various other links here down below as well. Okay. Um, most of these you should be able to get into. Okay. If you struggle with anything, a lot of these you see there's no signing in and out of, so this should work. Let me just double check. Sage Video is very good as well. Yeah, it's very similar to the Sage Journal articles, but you have to click Get Off-Campus Access. Again, you just have to tell it where you're coming from. Remember my institution. Ah, no, something wrong there. Hmm, I'll have to look into that. That should work the same way. I'm not entirely sure why that's not working, which is slightly worrying me. I'll look into that one. Um, but the Sage videos they're very good. It's video content, but you get transcripts of the videos as well. It's very good for research as well. And then the web links below that as well. Okay. So look, I've talked here for nearly an hour. Um, yeah, 52 minutes. So hopefully, look, I would say at the end as well, most important thing is if you're stuck on any of this, okay, let myself or one of the library staff know. Okay, so that's the library homepage. Scroll down here. Okay, that's my name, my phone number. Okay, and this is the general library email address. So just drop us an email, library@belfastmet.ac.uk, or click this link to our Ask a Librarian service. Okay, so fill this in. So if it's a particular subject area that you're looking for, okay, just fill this in and say, I'm searching for journal articles on a particular subject. I'm having a bit of trouble. I can't find as many as I thought. We'll have a little search for you, let you know. Okay, no, we're not going to do your work for you, but we'll certainly give you some advice or have a little look ourselves. Or if we really think there's absolutely nothing in that area, we may say we're very, very little. You might want to you might want to try something else. Okay, but please do ask. Okay, don't sit worrying about it. We're here to help you. Okay, so click ask or drop us an email. It's probably the easiest way. Okay. Or call into the library. Okay, the libraries are open after the Easter holidays. Millfield Library is open again from 9 until 8 at night, Monday to Thursday, and then 9 to 4 on a Friday. And there's a number of students are coming in, so it's quite safe to come in. Quite a few students are coming in to borrow books or ask for help, use the PCs, whatever. Okay. And if you're viewing this video over the Easter holidays, we are still open over Easter as well with limited opening hours, but we are open every day as well. Okay. But look, if you're stuck in anything else, we also just to show you other stuff, we've how-to guides here as well. So again, if you want, you can go over this video, but we've other guides on searching, we've guides on referencing, accessing resources from home and things as well. Um, other bits and e-resources and other bits and bobs. So you can have a look, have a little click about if you're stuck in anything. let us know. Okay, but look, I hope that's relevant. Um, as I say, I would hope to speak to you all in person anyway as well. Okay. But if not, look, good luck. And as I said, just let us know if there's anything we can help you with, and we'll be happy to help. Okay, thank you.